Awesome. First things first, how's everyone doing? Good. Nice. So before we get started, I would just like to kindly remind any friends or family that we have here visiting to please refrain from taking any photos or videos of any of the clients, and that's just to protect their confidentiality. With that being said, welcome to graduation. Each and every Friday night, we gather together to celebrate the completion of each phase of the Elevate program, and in some cases, the Elevate program as a whole. Now, as we all know, it takes a lot of time, effort, and energy to complete even one phase, so I'd like a huge round of applause for everyone that gets up here tonight. Can we do that? Oh, yeah. The first phase completion we have is for phase 3. During phase 3, the client learns better decision-making skills through the use of pros and cons. The client also begins to identify and work through their real-life problems with the help of the 9-step problem-solving method. Ultimately, though, phase 3 is all about responsibility and the responsibility step, during which the client is asked to go back into their past and write up any and all transgressions without minimizing, placing blame, or justifying. Nothing but 100% responsibility. Upon completing the responsibility step, the client does an amends process to amend the once harmed areas and relationships within their life. The one and only graduate for phase 3 is Tom S.
How's it going, everybody? Bear with me. All right, so phase 3 was a task. It took me nearly 2 months to complete this phase. In it, I learned tools and relearned tools I knew but failed to implement as addiction worsened. I learned to use pros and cons to actually listen to them. I learned an effective way of problem solving and not to side with the barrier I found. I learned how to healthily use hindsight, insight, and foresight to control my life and gain from my past instead of dwelling in it. Also to combat relapse and scheming thoughts that can lead to relapse. I learned to contemplate how I directly impact those around me in the story of the 5 rows, how negativity travels and to be the positivity to influence those around in a better manner. This all led up to the responsibility step. This was a grueling process of how frustration, anger... This all led up to the responsibility step. This was a grueling process of frustration, anger, and reliving a lot of unwanted memories. By doing this, I noticed how selfish I was, how I was a bad influence, friend, dad, husband, son, and brother. How I was a danger to those around me. After a few weeks in this process, I noticed that I was writing in the past tense. I realized that I was angry at this person because it's not who I am today, and this person doesn't reflect the values and ethics I see in myself and hold to today. But it is a reminder of where I will go and who I will become if I return to addiction. Last is the amends process, where I found courage I lost to accept the wrath of those I've harmed or damned in addiction. I also found personal growth, better self-image, and integrity previously lost. While in the amends, wrath I was sure to be found was not. In its place, I was offered acceptance, applause, and appreciation for the willingness to right a wrong. The third phase brought me peace of mind, lifted burdens, and in this time I gave up most of my cravings and actual dreams of using. I stopped romanticizing about drugs because I relived years of addiction through this step and phase. I feel confident in my sobriety, knowing and accepting what I can and can't do in order to stay sober and appreciate the third phase. Thank you.